Let's go from gel print to ATCs in one video. I'm Christy Hartman. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of gel printing, a little bit of stamping, some collage, and we're going to end up with ATCs. Let's get started. This is a stencil by Estella Banks by pmartiststudio. It's called Baubles and Stars. We're going to lay it down here, adhere it to our plate. We're going to grab, these are Pearl EX. And let's try some of these with this stencil. We're going to use two of them. Let's use the Interference Violet and the Macro Pearl. I have two Deerfoot brushes. One's bigger than the other, but that won't matter. Let's start with the Interference Violet. Let's do all the big ones. That was the Interference Violet. Now, I'm going to wipe my brush off. And let's go to the Macro Pearl. I have to go back over a couple more that I missed with the Pearl Violet. See if I want to add any more to some of these. This one looks pretty thin. Okay, let's pull this off. Ooh, that looks lovely. I think we're going to enhance that purple just a little bit. We're going to go over the top of it with this Pearl Violet. That will set those powders and it'll protect them a little bit. That should be enough. And the Interference Purple should just enhance those just a hair. Okay, let's see how that's going to look. Yeah, I think that's going to be kind of pretty. Let's let that dry. I thought we could lay this I'm going to go back over the top of the Pearl EX with a little bit of gold. I've added that little bit of gold to those pigment powders and we'll let that dry. Let's go over the top of this with cobalt blue. Well, could be kind of interesting. We'll see. I'll be back when it's time to pull it. There's that print. I think it looks gorgeous. The mica powders are not coming off. The gold added just a little bit of depth, plus we have a little shadowing. I think we're ready to move on to the next step. These are the coordinating stamps that go with this stencil. These are also called baubles and stars. And they're all made to fit these areas down here, and then this one fits up here. I'm not going to stamp every single one. I'm going to stamp a few and see what I think. I'm going to use, for the bigger areas, I'm going to use my Distress Ink Shaded Lilac, and then I'm going to go over the top of it with a clear embossing powder. Then for these diamond shapes, I'm going to just use my Distress Embossing ink and go over the top of it with gold. So let's start with this one. I also grabbed Villainous Potion. I think we'll try this one real quick, just to see what we think. Yeah, I like that one much better. I'll stamp a few more of these, and I'm just going to randomly kind of stamp them in here, and then we'll see. Let's put one over here. I have another gold embossing powder. I may try it. I don't know that I'm liking this one. Let's heat these up and see what I think. Yeah, I do not like that. Okay, we're going to take that off of there. I am not liking that. I'm just using a baby wipe and taking it off, because I do not like that. Alright, I tried it again, and this time I used this Ranger Gold embossing powder, and we'll see what I think. Much better. That I like much, much better. Can you see that? The difference between the two? This was just blobby and disgusting, and this one looks nice. Alright, so off camera I'm going to do a few more of these. Alright, the next step is I think I'm going to cut these up. I'm thinking about doing ATCs with them. Here are the 3 ATC sized cards, and I'm just going to use some tea-dye Distress Ink and my little sponge applicator, and I'm going to go around the edges of each one of these. I am going to stamp with this crosshatch stamp onto certain areas of these cards. I don't like this part right here. I think it looks terrible. So I'm going to cover it up with, this is nothing more than a brayer off. Then I'm going to put a blue here. I will put this background color right down through the center, and I will have a feature stripe. But right here, I have this new stamp, which is a Becky Bokern stamp, and it's called something beads. I can't remember what it's called. I will have the name in the description. And I'm going to put it right here and put black sparkle embossing powder over the top of it. I think that'll look nice. Alright, so let's move these off. Just wanted to show you what I was going to do. And let's use this. Let's see if that works. It does. Let's ink up the stamp. And this is a brand new ink pad. I just got it. It's a VersaFine, and it comes from Simon Says Stamp. Let's figure out where we want this. Line it up. Set it down. Oh, that's going to be spectacular. All right, I'm going to let that sit. Absolutely spectacular. I have added my feature stripe to this one. I have not added it to this or this one. This is a strip that I took when I was cutting off of the background, and I'm just going to go right down through the center. And what this will do from a composition standpoint, it will bring that background forward. I'm happy with that. I went through all my scraps and I found some purple strips that I had. First of all, we'll put one right down the center. I think we want more purple and less black. Okay, I like that. That works. That works. I also rounded all my corners. There they are. I may choose to put some little words, some little inspirational words of some sort in there, but I haven't decided yet. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think about these ATCs. They were fun. I enjoyed them. It was fun to take them from gel print to a finished project. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I always love to hear from you. Share it with your friends. I always need new subscribers. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. The YouTube algorithm loves them. I'll see you in my next video.